right, Scorpio, welcome to your March reading. I hope you're all doing well and staying balanced and sovereign out there. And this reading, the intention is just to pull into our awareness some themes for the month. We are heading towards the astrological new year. So if you have a Scorpio sun sign, or maybe if you just want to check in with your moon or rising sign as well, you totally can watch this video and integrate it with the other ones. So we're going to have a conversation with spirit and with our higher selves around what we can look forward to or prepare for in March. So we'll also pull a shadow card from the Stalk Your Shadow deck, just to pull out any shadow themes that we need to be aware of. And the idea is if we go towards shadow work, it gets much, much easier rather than being in resistance to it, not liking it when it shows up, burying it in the body, and pretending that everything's fine until we end up in a very uncomfortable state. So these shadow themes can be pulled out for us to acknowledge before they get here. And then it's really running on curiosity around, how did that play out for me? Did that animal totem come into my life? Was it present for me? Was it gentle? Was it really forceful? So the next time that we get a similar experience, we can bank the wisdom from that, right? Because from experience, if we sit in integration and processing and reflecting, we can actually pull so much wisdom and so much nourishment to move forward with, rather than what we're all a little bit guilty of doing at times, which is going too fast, getting too distracted, doing all the things all at once, and not processing things as they come up. So that's good, bad, and indifferent things. So if you go through an experience that is interesting for you, or where some signals or synchronicities came into your world, but there's not any discipline around sitting with your guides and talking to them about why that happened, what are the parts you want me to understand, what are the parts you want me to focus on, what are the things I need to go through or open up or unlock within myself, so that I'm either not in that situation ever again, please, or if I am, I'm far less activated by it, right? So we hope that triggers are only there to wake us up until we deal with them in different ways, until we heal them and move forward. So the next time we're in a similar environment or a similar situation, our body doesn't have to throw out adrenaline and cortisol and all these things, right? So triggers are really there for you to understand that there's still a reaction happening, probably based on your past, not so much a warning signal from your guides, right? So warning signals from your guides are a little bit different, but they can tell you in the moment when something is happening, right? So it might be the indications from spirit, like, hey, pay attention here. Hey, pay attention here. Remember this moment. Remember that there's something interesting about it, so that we can tune in our senses and understand what is it about this moment that they want me to see, right? So for you guys, Scorpio, my darlings, my God, it's amazing. So the first part of our story before we get into the shadow is Queen of Wands. She's an awesome queen. She's very passionate, creative, a bit fiery, probably a bit impulsive too, intuitive, connected to the divine. There's a lot of yellow here, so it'd probably relate to that everything's going well. So when you're in Queen of Wands energy, then understand what she is good at, right? This is a divine feminine card pulling out the parts of you for reflection around when things are going well. What is it that keeps you in alignment with creative fire and with passion, right? As opposed to the times where you weren't feeling that energy, you were feeling something different, and that wasn't ideal. Go towards the things that can keep that fire stoked sustainably, because she has to rule for a long time. That's her job, right? So being regal means aligning yourself with the duty of that role, because you usually can't get out of it. So once we get to Queen of Wands territory, it's a beautiful place to be. Take note of where you're at and take note of what keeps you in that creative, fiery, passionate mode, and what kind of organization and what kind of sovereignty you have there, and how you can keep that part of your life going and really embody her, and what's at risk to that state. Right? So this is a bit of a green light to act on your impulses as well. This is a bit of a green light to fully go into your creativity. It is the time to get out the paintbrush. It is the time to get out your journal, to be writing, singing, drawing, dancing, creating. Yeah. So for you, Scorpio, let's keep that fire burning and be in ownership of it, right? She still has to work sustainably, but she is in harvest mode. She is in productive, abundant mode, right? So honor where you are and try and hold it and be in alignment with it. Because the payoff is Nine of Pentacles, which is this beautiful card around where you can get to when you're abundant. When you've done the work to build your resources, when you've done the work to actually encase yourself in everything that you need to feel that abundance and to delight in it as well, there is a divine feminine aspect here around the parts of you that are deeply engrossed in nourishment, in holding other people, in that beautiful earthly nature. There is a nature component to both of these cards. It is the world around me is flourishing because I'm flourishing, and vice versa, right? There is a huge level of abundance here. So whether you're feeling abundant or not, Spirit is asking you to find how abundant you actually are. So this might flip your framework around what you're focusing on. It's a really beautiful time, an abundant time, a joyful time, and a really beautiful time for mixing wealth and creativity together. So have a think about some of the ideas where you can stay in your creative fire and build wealth around that, to make sure that the environment around you is signaling to you more abundance, right? So it is the time to prioritize what and who you have around you, to share that abundance well, and to share it with a mindset of that there's enough to go around. It's not the time to give it all away, that's for sure. It's the time to understand that you've built all of this and now it's time to reap the rewards, right? March is going to be very abundant for you. And if we can honor where we are at, the work that we've done, trust our impulses, work creatively, understand our potential, use our intuition, come into a full harvesting phase, which is reaping the rewards of all the hard work that you've done and basking in it, sharing it, thanking the earth, thanking your guides, making offerings for it, and understanding its deeply nourishing aspects, then we will have a overflowing cup, but also a brand new way of understanding fulfillment. So this is the start of a new cycle that is to do with emotional and spiritual fulfillment, right? The cup is overflowing here. This is what we want to pour our resources and our creativity into. Even though we're trusting our impulses here, we are banking on a foundation of wealth and sovereignty and structure, so that that cup can keep on overflowing with abundance. So it's not the time to waste any of these resources. It's the time to feed them into the systems that will keep the cup overflowing. So my take on this is feed it into the people that are a beautiful investment in making sure that cup is full. feed it into the creative outlets that's going to keep your cup full so you can keep on building wealth, so you can keep on understanding that deeper nourishment to life. Invest it in the avenues that you know are rewarding. And trust that that abundance will be around for a long time. Yeah? Invest, bank on it. Thank your guides for it. Be in gratitude and appreciation now. And start removing any of the baggage away that got you to Queen of Wands. So anything that's in the way of taking her off her throne and taking you out of that sovereign place and out of that beautifully abundant garden that you've created, just create a bubble around that and saying, I'm just focusing on the things that make me feel this. Yep. And that will be people, places, environments, conversations, outlets, ideologies, belief systems, but particularly things that really fill up your cup, and understanding that there is an overflowing and a cycle effect here. So how we react to huge states of abundance tells us a lot about our connection to our multidimensional selves, as well as how we respond to scarcity and when things are not going well and we don't have queen-like energy. Can we bring into balance these hyperabundant states and these deficient states so that we are always providing a garden for ourselves that feels abundant, right? And we can navigate different planes outside of us to always having a rich, abundant garden to hang out in. So for some of you, that might be an internal space, a meditative space, a creative space. It might be a creative studio that you go into, or a intimate place with a loved one that you can just feel safe and recharge and keep on investing in. There's this beautiful idea here around what it takes for you, Scorpio, to feel abundant. And it's okay that it's different for everybody else, because sometimes we're doing well and everyone else seems not to be. And sometimes everybody else is not doing well and it's like we're all going through ebbs and flows, and there's a collective soup here. But you get to decide how you're going to work with collective entities. You get to decide who's allowed in your garden. You get to decide what level of wealth and abundance you're going for. And that's up to you. Queen energy is, I'm going to build the castle the way I damn like, based on what I've been through, based on the type of queen I want to be, based on everything that I want to represent in my kingdom. And it's an empowered place. This queen rules with compassion, and she's exciting for people, right? Her influence is very inspiring. It's very exciting. And that means that she can both lead, but also have a place that's just hers. So figure out where those boundaries are and where that balance is for you. We'll pull out the shadow aspect, but looks like it's going to be a very abundant month for you, Scorpio. So the whale is number 37 if you're into numbers. So the whale really talks about find your pod, surround yourself with the right people, realize you're here to do big things. If you're in an abundant place, live it, breathe it, learn from it, hold gratitude, make offerings, because it's really big energy coming through and it's your time to shine. So whales hold such an incredible and powerful role in our oceans. They hold huge amounts, libraries of information, really. And they sing their whale song through the waters, not just to signal to other whales. They actually sing because they have a song. They have a voice in the oceans, and they're there to help the entire ecosystem align with evolution, right? They are happy to do big journeys. They are happy to migrate. And sometimes for us to seek out the abundance we've always wanted, We need to travel far and wide within ourselves to find it. And when we do find it, we prioritize it and we surround ourselves with the right people that will just keep us in that state and signal to us the abundance we've always wanted. So, Scorpio, I'm so excited for you. It's going to be a brilliant month. Make sure you're doing everything to set the scene for abundance, right? Best way to do that is through your affirmations, through your gratitude list. Thank you so much. I am abundant. I am wealthy. I am well. I am safe. I am here to make change. I am here with the right people. My cup is full and I'm so grateful. And really, when your cup is full and you are abundant, best thing you can do is create something in the world that brings inspiration and meaning to other people. It is a truly meaningful pursuit. So let's live creative lives. Let's fill ourselves with a garden and an environment that just speaks beauty and grace and fulfillment. Provide that for yourselves and then find the right people and go on those long journeys within yourself to seek out more abundance and more creativity. I love you so much, Scorpio. I will see you soon. Bye.